Welcome to Love and Life. Fan 1, Mo Dao Tom 10, Koang 202. You know, I was sitting by the window this morning. Cup of coffee, sunlight creeping through the blinds, and I just felt like talking. Not to teach, not to preach, just talk. Because at 70, some memories start to visit more often than people do. This place, this little corner of the internet, it's where I pour those thoughts out. Maybe someone out there needs to hear them. Maybe not, but it helps me breathe a little easier. So today, if you don't mind, I'd like to share 3 things I wish I had done differently. Just 3, but they sit heavy sometimes. Regret 1, I loved her deeply. I just never said it out loud. Her name was Ellen. I used to call her Elle, and she used to roll her eyes every time, like she was pretending to be annoyed, but secretly liked it. We were married for 42 years. You'd think in all that time, I would have said, I love you, more than just birthdays and anniversaries. But truth is, I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't feel it. God, I felt it. I felt it in the way she hummed to herself while folding laundry, in the way she'd touch my arm gently when she passed by, and how she'd make coffee just the way I liked it, without asking. She was love, breathing and walking and smiling in my direction. But I guess I was raised in a time when men weren't supposed to say too much. You show it by doing, my father used to say. And I believed him. I thought fixing the sink, paying the bills, driving her to the doctor, those were my I love yous. One evening, maybe 2 years before she passed, we were sitting on the porch. She was reading. I was watching the sky do that orange thing it does in September. And I looked at her, really looked. The way the light softened her face, the way her fingers moved across the pages like she was touching music. I wanted to say it then, just blurt it out. Elle, I love you. Not because you take care of me, not because we've built a life together, but because when I sit next to you, the world makes more sense. But I didn't. I think I just said, looks like we'll get rain tomorrow. After she died, I started talking to her more. Isn't that strange? I say it now, every night. I love you, Elle. I hope you knew. I say it to her photo, to the pillow, to the chair she used to sit in. But here's the truth no one tells you when you're young. Love that's not spoken doesn't always reach the other side. It might live in you, loud and fierce, but if you don't let it out, it dies with you. So if you're lucky enough to still have someone, a partner, a friend, a child, say it out loud. Don't wait for the porch and the orange sky. Don't wait for the funeral to write the letter. Say it at breakfast. Say it at bedtime. Say it now. Because the greatest silence in this house isn't the quiet. It's the words I didn't say when I had the chance. Regret 2, not forgiving in time. His name was Charlie. We grew up 3 houses apart. Knew each other since we were knee-high and covered in mud. He was the kind of friend you didn't have to explain yourself to. He just knew. Like how he'd bring me black licorice even though he hated it, just because he knew I liked it. We did everything together, fishing on Saturdays, fixing up old lawnmowers just for fun, arguing about baseball like it was religion. He was the best man at my wedding. I was at his kid's baptism. And then we stopped talking. It wasn't even a big thing, just a stupid argument about money, a $200 loan that I took too long to repay. He said something sharp. I said something sharper. And we both waited for the other to say sorry first. But days turned into months, then years. And life, well, it gets in the way. You tell yourself you'll call. You'll write. But pride whispers, let him come to you. Then one morning, I was scrolling through Facebook. Don't laugh. I'm still learning the thing. And there it was. A photo of Charlie. Not a recent one. A black and white shot with caption, in loving memory. I stared at that screen for a long time, longer than I should admit, because suddenly that $200 meant nothing. The argument meant nothing. What stayed, what still stays, is the empty space beside me every time I go fishing. I even keep 2 chairs, one for me, and one for the apology I never gave. The truth is, holding on to anger feels strong in the moment, but it's heavy, and over time, it weighs more than the thing that started it. If I could go back, I'd call him. I'd say, Charlie, I was a fool. You mattered more than my damn ego. But I waited too long. And now, I talk to his empty chair. So if there's someone you haven't spoken to, someone who used to matter, and still does, deep down, don't wait. Don't let the silence stretch so long that only a eulogy can fill it. Make the call. Send the note. Knock on the door. Forgiveness isn't weakness. Sometimes, it's the strongest thing we'll ever do. Regret 3, not slowing down. I used to think being busy meant being important. Up by 6, coffee in hand by 6:10, out the door by 6:30. I knew every shortcut to the office, every parking spot. That saved me 2 minutes. I had a calendar that looked like a war zone. Meetings, deadlines, goals, more goals. People said I was dependable. They said I was driven. They said I was building a future. And maybe I was. But one evening, I came home late again. My daughter was asleep on the couch, crayons scattered around her. I picked up one of her drawings. It was a picture of our family, her mom, and me. But I wasn't in the house. I was drawn with a little briefcase, walking away from the front door. Just a stick figure with a tie, and little dashed lines behind him like he was always moving. She didn't draw a face on me, just a shape. That hit me harder than any performance review I'd ever had. You see, I thought I was being a good provider. I thought missing dinners, skipping recitals, taking calls during birthdays. I thought those were sacrifices they'd understand someday. But what they needed wasn't the man with the title. They needed the man who'd sit on the floor and color outside the lines. Who'd be there, not just financially, but fully. Now that I'm retired, I have time. All the time in the world. I take slow walks, sip tea on the porch, watch birds I never used to notice. But there's an emptiness in how quiet it is. Because time isn't something you can bank and withdraw later. You can't say, I'll play catch with you in 10 years. You can't ask for a redo of your kids' first steps or your wife's last laugh. Life doesn't wait for you to finish your checklist. If I could do it again, I'd miss a meeting to catch a sunset. I'd skip a project to dance in the kitchen. I'd leave some emails unread so I could read bedtime stories instead. So if your schedule is full, that's okay. But make sure your memories are too. Because in the end, the quietest rooms are the ones filled with all the time you thought you'd have later. It's too late for me, but maybe not for you. Well, if you've stayed with me this long, thank you. Really, I don't take that lightly. Time is precious, especially now. And you've chosen to spend a few minutes of it with me. That means more than I can say. I've talked about 3 things I wish I'd done differently. Saying, I love you more, forgiving before it was too late, and slowing down before life sped by. But maybe what I'm really saying is, I wish I'd lived with more presence. Not just been alive, but truly lived. Eyes open, heart open, hands not full of things, but reaching for people. If you're listening and you're around my age, 60, 70, 80, I know you've got your own list of regrets too. We all do. But here's the beautiful part no one tells us enough. It's never too late to make room for joy again. You can still say, I love you. You can still forgive. You can still take that slow walk in the sun, call an old friend, sit by the window, and simply breathe. And if you're younger, maybe 40s, 50s, don't wait until chairs are empty to start listening. Don't wait until your house is quiet to hear what matters. We can't go back, but we can whisper forward. Pause. I'm just one old man sharing pieces of his story, hoping they land somewhere soft. If something in these words felt familiar, if they stirred a thought, or touched a memory, then maybe we're not strangers after all. This little space, this channel, it's where I'll keep doing this. Week after week, I'll sit here and talk, not as an expert, just as someone who's lived some life. So, if you'd like to sit with me again, no pressure, you're welcome anytime. Just hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when we talk again. Maybe next time, I'll share the story of the old man who learned to dance after 70. And if you know someone who might need this, a neighbor, a sibling, or even that quiet friend, send it their way. You never know what a simple story can do. Pause. Gentle music fades in. Take care of yourself. Be kind to your time. I'll see you next Sunday, right here. Same window, same chair, same old heart, still beating. Thanks for listening.